poll just came out saying that the majority of Tennesseans were in favor of that, if I recall correctly. Did the Vanderbilt poll say that 53% of Tennesseans actually favored allowing people to be able to keep a gun in their car on company property?
I haven't seen that poll. It may be, but it's kind of like it actually had a bill one time that allowed it to happen. Okay, several years ago I actually had a bill to do something similar to that myself before all this controversy came along. Because I had a firefighter friend of mine that got written up for having a gun in his car on Metro property. But you know, as I've gotten a little older and heard the debates about it, and when it was brought out when I had that bill filed, you know, if the DuPont company owns that parking lot out there, and they give you a job to come work for them, and they want to tell you you cannot even drive a car on their property, won't they? All they do is give you a job. There's no guarantee they have to give you a place to park. It's their property. They offered you a job. Now, if they want to say you can't have a gun in your car when you come on property, that's their right. I don't have to agree with it, but it's their right because they own the property. I don't want people bringing firearms on my own personal property at home. I think I would have that right to say that. But if we tell DuPont or a Ford Motor Company or a Vaca or Volkswagen or Nissan that they have to allow this to happen, what's the next step? That you can, anybody who comes to visit you or trick-or-treaters come visit you can have a right to carry a firearm on your property? Where does this stop? We're just reaching. You know, but our job up here is not to go to polls. And that's what I told the freshmen that came in. Our job up here is I said, you're not here to vote the wishes of your people that day. You're here to vote the best interest of your people based on the information that you have up here, based on the facts you have, because you have facts and information they don't have. So, and that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to represent the people. It's not necessarily foster some type of inefficient direct democracy.
And maybe those 53% of people didn't consider the fact that that gun might be in somebody else's trunk at the bar or at their children's school. You know, polls are what you make them.
Was that poll done prior to Sandy Hook or after Sandy Hook?
Before.
It was before.
Well, I think you're going to.
It was before.
I think you see a lot of attitudes change about that since that's happened too. So but that's not the first instance. We've had so many instances of that this year.
It's not the first shooting, right? I mean, it's not like that.
And the problem is you got, and the real problem is that it's not taking guns away from people. It's not limiting necessarily. It's not limiting the amount of guns. It's making sure that people who are unstable don't get guns. And that the guy who did that over his mother should not have been allowed to own a firearm. They appear to be unstable people from what I have learned about it.
There's a disconnect clearly.